Welcome to Reggae My Light is your musical catalyst. I'm your host, Cool T. Of course, Reggae My Light is bringing you the latest in dancehall and reggae news. But today we have a very special guest on the channel, Andy Cole, legendary Manchester United striker, and he's here to share his story. And you will be keen to know what you will find out, so stay tuned.
You have a Reggae My Light.
Reggae My Light is. So button the people, make sure you like this.
Andy, thank you for joining us on the channel. It's a pleasure having you. Let's just talk about why you're here in Jamaica. You're on the CVM World Cup coverage. How are you enjoying that so far?
Yeah, I've loved every minute of it. It's been hard work, as you know, but I think we've all got together, we've all enjoyed it, we've all worked hard, we've all had a laugh and ate food together. And I mean, it's something that I've really enjoyed. And I hope everyone working, obviously, with me has enjoyed working with me and not see me like I'll come over and I'm big time or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. You're a legend, but trust me, your vibe is different. Very humble and you blend in with everybody. And I guess part of that being you have some Jamaican connections. A lot of people won't know, but just tell us your Jamaican story.
Yeah. Both my parents are from here. My dad was born here in Kingston. My mum was from the country, Lionel Town. So grandparents as well. So yeah, big connections. I've got a hell of a lot of family here as well. Some that I've met, some that I haven't. But for me personally, it's always nice to come back to Jamaica. I love it here. You know, it's a place that I can come and chill out. It's a place that I can try and reconnect with my family that I've not spent many years with, but just to spend a little bit of time with them is real nice.
And for those of you who don't know, Lionel Town is in Clarendon, Portland Cottage area, the Hayes area as well. So you know that very well.
Yeah, very, very well.
Right, and apart from that, you do come back to Jamaica for vacation, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think the only thing that stopped me over the last couple of years has been COVID. I'm due to come back in next year, early part of next year. So like I said, Jamaica's a place I always love coming back to. I think people seem to think that because my parents were born here and I'm born in England, the perception is like I ain't gonna come to Jamaica or I'm not Jamaican. Of course I am, but I'm English, but I'm of Jamaican parents.
Right.
So I love coming.
So the culture never leaves you because growing up in English household with Jamaican parents, you'd have listened to Bob Marley and all the reggae icons and stuff.
Put it this way, yeah. Our parents disciplined us just like they were disciplined the children after they were born here.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get away with it now.
Yeah.
You know, being Jamaican parents and being disciplined the way they thought it was being disciplined back in Jamaica.
Right.
You understand me? But that's exactly the same way. And what people fail to understand is, true to our parents come from Jamaica. They brought us up the way they believed was right, the way they were raised in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, a lot of people won't understand that either, but
the old-fashioned Jamaican discipline.
Oh, straight,
right.
100%.
So were you a rude kid growing up?
I'm not gonna lie still. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was a naughty boy, and my dad used to let me know at the time that there's only one man in the house.
Yeah, so you used to get a bit of Jamaican beating.
All day long.
Yeah.
As my mum always used to say, two balls in one pen can't work.
Yeah, that's a good Jamaican saying.
Yeah, exactly.
We know all about that, trust me.
I experienced it, but I think for me personally, it was great grounding, and I think that's the reason that I sit in front of you now doing an interview and achieve what I achieved in life.
Right, and that discipline would have helped in your professional career as a footballer, especially when you're at Manchester United with a manager like Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, 100%. I remember I used to have this conversation with my dad when I was young, and the perception, obviously, coming from Jamaica, that being young and black, I won't be able to do what I want to do, that was play football. And to a certain extent, he was right. When he first moved to England from Jamaica, what he endured, he never ever spoke a word about it to me. So if a man can carry a pain for 50 odd years of what he's been through,
right?
That's broad shoulders to carry. And I think my father never wanted me to go through the same things that he went through. But I was fortunate, being hard-headed. I wanted to play football. Even my dad believed it wasn't the right thing to do. I like to believe that. He's sitting up in the heavens now looking down on me and saying, my son did it his way.
Right, and he passed recently, just a few months ago.
Yeah, about 6 months ago. Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to it now, you know. I think
Right.
that was one of the reasons I wanted to come back to Jamaica as well, you know, because I know that my dad was a very proud Jamaican, you know, and he loved where he was born and, you know, he loved coming back. So, yeah, for me to come to Kingston, see some of my family and, you know, I feel like, yeah,
Right.
you know, my spirit was right to come back.
All right, that's good. And you always talk about football since we started this interview. So it was a passion of yours, but you also loved cricket. You couldn't be a Jamaican or have Jamaican heritage without the love of football and cricket, because outside of track and field, those are the two main sports. Because to be honest, no one grows up want to be a track athlete. Now that you're saying and Shelley has done it, then maybe yes. But as a child growing up, those were the two sports that you were exposed to. So talk to me about your cricket a little bit.
Yeah. Well, my dad wanted me to play cricket. It was my dad didn't understand football, and considering he was in England for how many years he was there, he never understood football. And always wanted me to play cricket. I could play cricket to a good standard, and it was kind of like a choice I had to make. You know, he wanted me to play cricket because he looked at cricket and said that's a black man's sport.
Right.
I mean, it's a simple.
And at that time, West Indies in the 60s, 70s, West Indies would have been strong, right?
Very strong. Yeah, and I chose to play football because, you know, you grow up in England and everyone wants to play football.
Right.
You know, so we was kind of like a little bit of loggerheads when I chose to play football. But like I said, you know, cricket has always been my love. To watch it,
Yeah.
you know, people actually ask me, why do you watch such a boring sport? I tell them, I know no better.
Yeah,
Because that's what I
yeah.
was brought up with.
Right.
To sit down and watch it with my dad, you know, to sit down and watch Test cricket, because there was no one day then.
Yeah, just strictly tests.
All Test cricket.
Right.
You know, and I still love watching it now, and I still get very frustrated when I see the West Indies do as bad as they do.
Yeah.
You know, it frustrates me because I think straight away, I mean, what my dad would be saying now, and upset he would be getting like watching the West Indies lose.
Were you a bowler or a batsman?
I was fortunate I could do both of them.
Yeah, all rounder.
Yeah, I could do both.
Right. Well, it turned out great for you in football. So let's just get to the start of your football career, because everybody, when we are on the call, Manchester United, and that's good because that's where the most part of your legacy is, but that's not where it started. You started at Arsenal.
That's right, yeah.
Right, as a 17, 18-year-old.
Yeah, I signed for Arsenal when I was a schoolboy, so I was 14. And I always thought that I was going to play for Arsenal, but it didn't work out that way. Me and the manager, you know, me and the manager fell out, and we never could see eye to eye. So I remember sitting down with my granddad, and you know, wise heads. I remember my granddad saying, "Look, this is what we're going to do, yeah? You're going to take a step backward to move forward." At that time, I was saying, my granddad, I can't do that. And he said, no, wise head. I mean, go backward to move forward.
Right.
And then as I started to understand it, to make that move backward propelled me forward, to make me move on from Arsenal, to make me move to Bristol City, then to Newcastle, then to Manchester United. If I'd never took those words from my granddad, I most probably wouldn't be in the position I find myself in now.
Right.
But like I said, I think old Caribbean people, old Jamaican people have all the sayings.
Right.
You don't understand them at the time.
Right.
But
Especially when they're young.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I look back now and I say to myself, what my granddad was telling me then, you know, he's like he planned my future out for me by telling me go backward to go forward. And I'll never forget that.
All right, so that move to Bristol then came history. From Bristol to Newcastle, club record over £1 million you signed for. And then you helped them from the second division to first division before it was the Premier League. 34 goals in one season from 42 games. Still a record. No other player in the Premier League has done that. How does that feel?
You know, I'm very, very proud of my record. I'm proud of my career due to what I've been through. Forever having people question me, my mannerisms or just the way that I deal with things. You know, I'm very headstrong, and I think in a black man growing up in the UK, you're not allowed to be headstrong. You're perceived to be a problem.
Right.
But I'm not a problem. I know where I'm coming from. That's what I always tell people. I know where I'm coming from. I know where I'm trying to get to, and I will never ever forget what my parents have done for me or what they've done when they moved to England from Jamaica. And I know how tough it was for them, so I won't let people take liberties with me.
Right.
You know, and that's where I look at things. So yeah, like I said, I'm very proud of what I achieved.
And Many people would perceive you as being a strong character, as you said. Did you have a falling out with Kevin Keegan, who signed you at Newcastle at that point?
Yeah, I did do. Like I said, I don't like people when they try and disrespect me. The manager tried to use some bad industrial language on me at one stage. So I had to tell him about himself. And then I walked out. I walked out on the football club, and true to the fact that I didn't like the way the man was trying to talk to me. And I always used to tell people that from once my father can't talk to me like that, or would talk to me like that, I can't make anybody talk to me like that. So yeah, we had a little falling out. We patched things up to a certain extent, but not to whereby Kevin was the same personality that we were previously.
Okay, right. And that would have led to Manchester United come knocking in '95, the January transfer window.
Yeah.
What was that like? Did Sir Alex Ferguson call you himself? And what was that moment like when you heard that Manchester United in itself, but Sir Alex Ferguson?
Yeah, I remember speaking to Sir Alex Ferguson once Newcastle agreed the fee with Manchester United. And it was surreal for me because I'd only been playing at that level for just over a year. So it was, like I said, it was surreal. I think looking at my journey to where it was then, I couldn't actually believe that my journey had moved so quickly. I think I'm sitting there remembering and saying to myself, wow, how quickly my career had moved on. Obviously what I'd been through previous, and then I got to this stage so fast. You know, it was something that, it was a bit of a whirlwind. And I remember trying to break it down to like my parents at the time that I was moving to Manchester United, and you know, my dad not really understanding the
Football, because he's a cricket man,
yeah.
right?
I mean, my mum just about grasping it. You know, it was. I think it's very exciting times for both my parents. You know, like I said, for them coming from where they've come from to see me grow, and now I'm playing football at the highest level for one of the biggest football clubs in the world.
Right.
As people from the Caribbean or people from Jamaica, that's a dream in itself,
Yeah.
to see that they've come to England, had a child, and a child is now going to be on the world stage.
Right,
Things
because
like that
I'm a Manchester United fan, and I've been dreaming to play at Old Trafford. Yeah, the theatre of dreams, right?
There you
And
go.
and you lived it, so I can understand
yeah,
that,
definitely.
right? And I used to growing up and watching you and all the great players, so I understand. So, what did Sir Alex Ferguson say to you? Because it doesn't seem like you needed a bit of convincing to go to Manchester
No,
United.
I always wanted to play for Man United. Man United was a team that I always wanted to play for. And I always said if I'm going to leave Newcastle, I want to go to Man United. So fortunately for me, it worked out the way I would have liked it to work out.
Right.
And I look back. Now I look back even more during the COVID period. Now, like I said, I've always been proud of what I've achieved. But I think I look back, being very, very proud of what I achieved. You know, coming
Right.
from
Right.
very humble roots.
And
My parents.
another achievement for you, the fastest to 50 goals, 65 games it took you to reach 50 Premier League goals. That in itself is a good record.
Yeah, you know, it's nice that you can bring up things like that because, you know, the respect I get in England is a lack of respect.
Right.
You know? And to be fair, I let them know that you give me a lack of respect. But as we say now, it's in black and white, you can't etch that.
Right.
So whatever people feel about me or say about me, you know, you can't etch it out.
And in Jamaica, as you know, Jamaica is a rich football culture, and we follow the stats very well, right? Sometimes we live it because we're seeing you scoring so many goals. As when we're in your prime for Manchester United, I was less than 12 years old. I was not even 12, but I have these memories. And when you talk about being disrespected, I can understand because you have been one of the top strikers in the Premier League over the years, and yet still you have only made 15 appearances for England, 1 goal. How does that make you feel? You haven't been to a World Cup.
Politics, man.
Yeah.
Politics. The Jovi, obviously, I'm with. He keeps telling me that he played for Jamaica and all that. And I keep telling Joe, man, come on, don't hate on a man because a man's had a good career.
Yeah.
You know, if things didn't work out the way I would have liked them to work out. No doubt, so I'd played for Jamaica as well. But,
Right.
you know, when you're at the peak of your powers and everyone perceives you to be a good player and represent your respective country of your birth, you do just that.
Right.
You know, if I believed it would have worked out the way it would have worked, it did work out, I wouldn't have done it. But that's life.
Right.
You know,
You don't know until.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So all the boys who are playing for Jamaica now, and I'll take my hat off to them. I always try and say, do it.
And at no point did the Jamaica Football Federation, to you making your debut for England, approach you to represent Jamaica?
No, because I'll be brutally honest. Back then when I was playing, Jamaica playing football wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
In the 90s,
I
right.
mean,
Prior to the 98 World Cup when we got there. Yeah.
Exactly. It only really come of prominence a little bit after that.
Right.
Whereby a lot of Jamaican parents, guys would start to play for Jamaica. Say, yeah, why not? I'm not going to play for England. Let me go and play for Jamaica, and rightly so.
Right.
You know, there was a stage whereby England were capping players, giving them one cap, and then they couldn't play for the respective country of their parents.
Right.
You know, because they had one cap, and then they changed that, which I think is a massive positive.
All right, so going back to Manchester United, started out in your first season, well, from the time you signed in January to the end of the season, you would have scored 12 goals in about 18 appearances. That's a good return. But then things kind of never work out so well in terms of goal scoring for the second season. Eric Cantona, was he too much of a figurehead for you?
No, not for me. I think what I ended up doing that season, I got a few injuries.
Right.
And then I was more thinking about what I was trying to do instead of just trying to play off the cuff. I mean, football is a game of instincts, you know, and when you have too many thoughts in your mind, it doesn't go the way you would like it to go. So I thought that was a difficult part for me. And then the following season, I picked up another injury. I came back to pre-season, I was ill, you know, and then I picked up another season. I remember I broke both my legs.
All right.
And I decided,
that was in a reserve game?
Yeah.
Right.
And I decided after that, you know, mentally, once I come back from this injury, if I don't start doing what I know I can do, I won't cut it at this football club. And then, boy, I don't know what it was. It must have been the big man.
Yeah.
You know, the big man started shining on me, and everything seemed to fall into place from there.
And how was Sir Alex as a manager? We hear so many stories about him being a man manager, a people person. How was he, especially during your time of not being at your best?
You know, he was very good. I'm not going to lie. He was very, very good. I think with me, because I don't give you anything. You know, and that's what people always say, I'll give you nothing.
Right.
But that's why I've been brought. I am my father's son.
Right.
You know, my father's exactly the same, will give you nothing, you know, but it could be 1,000,001 things going on in his head you'll never know. And I think that's what people find it hard to deal with me. Because I'll give you nothing, you never know if I'm good or bad. You know, but Sir Alex always want to get into your head. You know, always want to know what's going on, how he's feeling, and that's why I found him really, really good, and he helped a hell of a lot.
Oh, that's great. And then in came Dwight Yorke, and you both strike up a good partnership, right? 53 goals in one season between both yourself and Dwight. That was in the 99 campaign when you won the treble. Talk to him about that telepathic relationship that you have with Yorke and off the field, it seems.
I always say to people, you know, that comes from the big man, that comes from the heavens. Yeah? But ultimately, we understood each other. You know, I know Dwight was born in Tobago, but what we have is Caribbean heritage. And once you have that, it don't matter where you're from, you understand each other. You know, and I think that's what really worked for me and Yorke. Understanding each other, knowing what we wanted on the football pitch from each other, but being good friends off the pitch.
Off the pitch, right.
I mean, that was massive. And then from there, the effect just snowballed from there. You know, and people always talk about that partnership because the way they see it, especially here, like it's two black men,
Right.
figureheading a club like Manchester United.
Yeah.
And I know just how proud my family was here. You know, when I used to speak to my dad or my family used to contact me and just say how proud they were that I was playing for Manchester United. I remember they used to turn around and say, I know you don't know us, yeah, but we are family.
Right.
Yeah, but we're just proud of you. So for me, I think that's what made me even better to know that I had so many people here, you know, give me all that love. Yeah, I didn't know all my family here,
Right.
but when I started to come here more, I started to know my family.
But that's why you have so many Jamaicans are Manchester United fans, because your connection here, your Jamaican is, even if people don't know, but the fact that you're black and we can identify with the black, you know, and it's the same thing with Dwight Yorke. I think it was a bit more known that Dwight was from Trinidad because he was born there.
Yeah.
So we had that connection.
Yeah.
Between vicariously, right? So Dwight Yorke, but there was Teddy Sheringham. Not the best relationship between you and him. It's like the opposite of what he had with Dwight.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. What caused that rift, and has that been?
Yeah, well, like I said, I won't let people take liberties with me, and that's the way my parents have brought me up. Another man who tried to take liberties with me at the time, and I had to let him know he can't work that way. I think especially Jamaican people, everything wants to be set up by a fist, or you want to pick up something. And I was of that ilk. If we're gonna do it, you just fight it out. And that didn't materialise. So I just had to be professional about my job. Once I cross the white line, I go there and play football.
Right.
We don't have to have a relationship off the football pitch, but we cross the white line. We're all looking to do the same thing, and that's just like anything. That's the way I settled it in there. I think as I got older, I got more mature. I just turned and said, you know what, you got to keep moving. Man. You got to keep moving forward. It is what it is then, but now
Forget what it was.
Exactly.
Right, and move on.
There you go.
Right.
And that's what I did in India. I just kept it moving in India. I got to a stage whereby I'm trying to say to myself, tomorrow's not a given, You know, so try and squash all your beefs with people that you have, regardless what they think of you. I've squashed it, and I'll just keep moving forward.
Okay. How did Sir Alex manage that situation? Because I know he knows everything that happens in the dressing room. So how did he react to you not being the best friend with Teddy?
He was fine, I think he only pulled us in once. We had a little altercation, and I told Teddy at the time, look, there's only one way this is kind of like going to get settled, the manager found out about it and just pulled us in and said, look, I can't have this. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care if you don't speak, but around the place or when you're playing football, you got to do the right things. I took that on board. I always take things like that on board, and I just dealt with it from there.
Okay. All right. So 99, treble winning season for Manchester United. All the records, you have 5 goals in a Premier League game, first to do so again. But I figure what's the 99 campaign, the treble winning season would have been your biggest achievement in football.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest achievement of my footballing career, and something that I'm very, very proud of. And I'm even more so proud of it because I was such an integral part of it.
Right.
No one can actually try and take that away and say, oh, he wasn't a big part of it, oh, he was this, he was
a
lucky.
big part player.
No.
Right. Because as I said, that was a year when both he and Yorke scored 50 odd goals in all competitions.
Exactly. So I know I'm an integral part of it. Whatever people turn around and say, it makes no difference to me because I'm part of that. I'm part of that history. I'm part of a team that was a fantastic team. I had amazing teammates. And it makes me feel good to know I can look back on that and say, yeah.
All right.
Everyone involved, obviously with me then. I'm very proud of what my achievements are.
And then we hear the stories about that dressing room speech that Sir Alex gave in the final against Bayern Munich when you were 1-0 down, and he was saying, most of you will pass the trophy, and that's the closest you will get to it. I've heard that quote so many times. Was that the actual thing that he said?
Yeah, it was on the lines of, don't walk past that trophy knowing that you haven't given 100%. And he's right.
Right.
That might be the only chance you've got of winning it, and it was obviously for my time at the club, and to walk past that trophy knowing that it's something that you've wanted to win from ever since you was a kid. Playing the Champions League final, playing the Champions League game. So once he said that, I think that really fired the boys up, and then we ended up going on to win the game. And
that's good, and that gave you a bit of freedom with Sir Alex, because you went into the recording studio and you did a rap song, outstanding. That was a cover version.
Yeah. That was just a harmless bit of fun. I think us completing the treble then, and boy, it's one of those things whereby you say to yourself, boy, man can actually do anything now.
Yeah.
You're at the pinnacle of your footballing career. We've just won the treble. Club football is massive. How many teams are going to complete the treble in England? And we're talking over 20 odd years now. That's been, and no one's got close to it. So
no Liverpool, no Man City, right?
Exactly.
At the best they have ever been.
There you go. People talk about it every year so flippantly, like, oh yeah, it's going to be done. It's going to be done next season. It's not as easy as that. So when I did that was just a bit of fun, and for that 6 weeks, I enjoyed life so much. I was doing things that I never thought I'd be able to do. Because it was why you just won the treble. It's not as if you're going to do it next season either.
Right.
So you've got to enjoy and try live in the moment.
FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League. What makes it that United team that won it even different from the current Manchester City and Liverpool teams?
I think what we had, we had great personality, we had a great dressing room, unbelievable manager, staff, unbelievable as well. But camaraderie amongst players is one of the biggest things you can have in football. I think if you listen to any footballer, the first thing they always turn around and say to you, what you miss is the dressing room. Mm-hmm. And that's what you don't miss playing on the Saturdays, or you miss the camaraderie in the dressing room, because the camaraderie is everything in the dressing room.
Right. So who is the best player that you have played with at Manchester United or throughout your career?
Keane and Scholes. Yeah, two phenomenal players, yeah. I think if you had those two players on your side, you had a good chance of winning something.
Well, Keane for his leadership.
Yeah, leadership, drive, passion. Just a captain, a man's man, I think when you have a captain who's trying to pull you through things, and prepared to put himself in a position whereby, it makes it a little bit easier for you. You can't ask for much more than that. And that's what Roy was.
Is Paul Scholes a misinterpreted person? Because he seems quiet.
Yeah, he's very quiet.
But does he have a character that we don't see?
Yeah, I think you see it when he does his punditry work. He's not scared to voice his opinion. Some people say he's too harsh, but I think when you're at the level that he was at, a lot of people fail to understand. When you're at that level, you find things easy. So when he watches the game, now he gets frustrated due to the fact that people find it difficult what he used to do, and he used to find it so easy. But yeah, he's got a character. We all got a character, but I think ultimately you'll only see certain parts of an individual. It's just like when you was watching me play football, you most would have never thought I would be the person that I've been for the last 2 and a bit weeks.
Right. That's true, because so many people would be in awe of you, but working with you so closely, I realize that you're a down-to-earth person. And I can understand your character better, because I'm also from country, I'm Clarendon as well. Mm-hmm. So I always tell people that country people are more rounded people, because they know how to adapt in any situation. Yeah, so I do understand that. So your music now, reggae music, who is your favorite artist?
No, the artists now keep changing every other day.
Yeah?
I'm saying, I'm not going to lie. I love Cartel, I love Mavada, all them kind of people there, the old stuff, Sanchez, Bob Marley, all them kind of things. I mean, because ultimately, growing up when I was younger, you grew up in a Bob Marley household.
Right.
I was having this conversation the other day with Deborah, and I was saying, look, his music's timeless. Yeah. Even now, we sit down now.
It's almost a prophetic music.
There you go. Yeah. And what we're going through now, you turn and said this music was made how many years ago, and this man is actually telling us what is going on now.
After 40 years after he died in 1981,
So you tell me, how can a man be telling you about what is going to go on now? And like you said, it was made 40 odd years ago. It's phenomenal.
Right.
So yeah, I love listening to it. But like I said, I'm a guy, I listen to all that kind of music.
All right, so give me a little piece of your favorite Cartel, because most people are surprised that you're a Cartel fan. Gaza representing. Does that come from your son? Does he, Devante, does he listen to?
No, I think my son doesn't really listen to reggae like that still.
Okay.
But like I said, I think when you're born into it, you get used to it. Cartel may be a slack tune. Yeah. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you always end up nodding your head to or whatever it may be, because that's what you're used to and that's what you get on to. So yeah, I'm not. I think I'm fortunate. I will listen to all kind of music.
All right.
I haven't just got one gender for music. I think when you travel the world and you come across all different kind of people, you can't just listen to one music.
All right.
Understand me?
Yeah, that's true.
The world I live in, I can't just go somewhere and say, oh man wants to listen to reggae music or bashment or dance. That you won't get very.
You won't, like right? So you just adapt, as you said before.
You have to.
Yeah, right, and do that. So you've been to any major concerts in Jamaica? Reggae Sumfest, one of the biggest. Yeah.
I'm looking to come to all those kind of things,
Yeah, man, you should, because trust me, it's a whole different experience.
Yes,
I think
exactly.
you'll be back in February, but most of them will be. There's a concert in January, Buju Banton and Berry Salmon on New Year's Day, 2023. Yeah. And then there is Thing in December in a few weeks' time, but you'll be back Yeah, where the hardcore dancehall artists perform and that and Sting.
I'll be back. Definitely, man, because these are the kind of things that I want to experience, you know, before Master God gives me normal life, you know what I mean? Like, these are the kind of things that I want to be able to experience and know that, yeah, boom, I've done these kind of things.
Right.
You know, because this is what I am. You know, I don't want people to think, no, man, this. No. I know what I am.
Yeah.
And I know what I want to try and see and what I want to try to get to.
Right. And, you know, as I say, most people now will see you in a different light, you know, and that's good. But what are your future plans? I mean, going into management, I know you did some training, as a strikers coach with Paul Ince at MK Dance back in the past, but do you plan to go into any more?
No, you know, I've obviously Sol Campbell. I've done a bit of work with him. He's a good friend of mine, and another man with Jamaican parentage. I've done some coaching with him when he gets a job. Now, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed that part of it, which has been really good. If he gets another job, I would go in and do some coaching. Management, no. I can't do that.
Too stressed. That's it. There you go. You don't want to get any grey hairs. I notice you don't have a lot right now.
And the maddest thing is, you see, when I started going grey is when I felt ill. And all my grey hair ran into my beard.
Right, because you had a kidney issue. And
So that's when I started to go grey in my beard and that. But otherwise, like I said, Master God blessed me with it. I'm not going to lie still.
Yeah, trust me, a good personality and everything, and we really appreciate it and the
no problem,
blessings. But we want you to close the program with a song. We have to give you something, either Jamaican slang or something, or give you a cartel or give you an outstanding, give you a piece of the recording, you know?
You've been around me for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know, patois for me is not a problem.
Right. But we want the people, them, know.
You understand it, you know every now and then.
So I'm now put you on the spot.
Exactly, because you've been around for the last couple of weeks now. You know how I move, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. But we do enjoy the company. Trust me, the past couple of weeks have been good, and I really appreciate you taking all the time. You know, as I said, when a legend become a brethren, it's a strong thing, you know? Man. All right, so looking forward to hanging out and everything, man. All right, so there you have it. Andy Cole sharing his story on Reggae My Lightis, your musical catalyst. Until next time, I am Cool T.
Reggae My Lightis. So the button, the people, make sure you like this.
You have a reggae my life.